What's up guys, it's Fire and Ice back at you with a new video, and today I'm going to show you this new absolutely broken army for Townhall 18, the best in my opinion. It's the Meteor Golems in a smash style attack. I use the Royal Champion Charge as an opening, but I was struggling with time on those, so I opted for the Fireball as well. I'm going to show you guys both in today's video. Both links will be down in the description. Okay, starting with the RC walk. RC walk is just to set a funnel for your meteor golems. That's all. You can go for value if there is value with the pathing, but your main objective is to set the funnel. First inverse there was a single cycle, and my fox did take a shot from the scatter shot there, but it's okay. At least she dodged that giant bomb. Then a double cycle here. Again, double cycle 37 and 33. I'm pretty happy with that funnel. Troops will go to the top side without coming down, but just to make sure, I'll drop that baby dragon. Okay, ice golem, queen, giant arrow, just to let out the giant. That giant arrow is for inverse towers if there are any. Meteor golems, along with your healers, loons, apprentice warden, and warden. King was supposed to go on the outside but got drawn in by that archer queen, the enemy archer queen, and it's not going to matter that much. It would just have been nice to have him funnel the outside. Now you're going to use your totem spells to block damage. As you see, I deflected 2 ricochet cannons and a monolith, and I'm going to use another one near that mono. Poison on the clan castle, eternal tome, and rage spell. I typically use those two together, the eternal tome and rage, just to get through a compartment very quickly while not taking damage. Pop my RC rocket spear to keep her safe while she's standing in the rage. That actually gets you some insane value with her standing in the rage spell, or even the rage tome of the warden. But yeah, as you see, my healers got fried because they decided to be dumb in this raid. But this army is just so strong that you don't need healers throughout the whole entire raid. Could have been some better funneling for me, I guess, but with the RC charge and 6 inverse, most of the time you have to double cycle anyway. As you see, my army is still pretty healthy. My meteor golems are alive and very healthy, and these guys are absolutely tanky, so you don't need to worry about losing them in a hurry. You only need the healers on them for the first half of the attack, and it should go very well after that. You see, they are so tanky that the multi-gear cannon cannot take them down, and they deal very well with ricochet cannon shots as well. You see, this is a bit close on time, and that's why I opted in the end to try a fireball army with this strat. Okay, I'm going to show you another replay with another attack with the RC charge. I see some very good value here at the bottom, so I'm not going to let that pass. My inverse, I tried to single cycle, but I knew she was going to step out, and it worked out anyway. Then I do a double cycle. As I said, like, this is great value plus good pathing, which is what you look for. Don't be afraid of the gigabomb. The gigabomb side is usually not as baited as other parts of the base. It's just to scare you. And look at that. That was a good funnel. I actually got greedy there, but it's okay because the RC is gonna weaken up that guardian. I could have recalled before that last inverse. Ice golem, giant arrow, king on the outside, another ice golem for the king on that side, and meteor golems, loons, healers, apprentice warden, and just delay your RC a little because she tends to run ahead. And I delay the troop launcher a little as well, like, because it's gonna let out test loons which are gonna get melted by a multi-inferno anyway. As you see, I lost my queen very early there. I was busy putting everything else down, and my queen got ahead too fast and died. So now I pop my RC rocket spear, eternal tome as well, raid spell, like I said, use those two together usually, and totem spells to distract everything, which is that revenge tower, which is a very scary defense. Very, very scary defense. You want to get that down as soon as possible, or tanked for the longest time that you can ever tank. Frozen up by some ice golems. I tried to keep my RC alive there, but she has her own plans. I used the headhunters on that side, but there's just too much to keep her alive there. She did get some good value though. Also with the RC, you want to try pop her ability not too late, because you'd rather use the rocket spears early than not get to use them at all. Army's not looking too bad. The meteor golem is tanking that minion prince forever, and that's okay. Giants is working. My heroes are dead beside the warden, but as you see, things don't die as quickly in the strategy, especially if you can keep your apprentice warden alive. Things tend to stay alive a lot longer. All the defenses are down. The remaining ones are nothing for the giant and the meteor golem, but look at my warden banging on the wall, by the way. Like I said, with the RC charge version of this attack, time is always an issue. And attack number 3. This one is with the fireball version of the army. Link will also be down in the description. I prefer this because time fails are very rare. So you just want to get some value along with good pathing. Pathing being more important, but if you can go for value, go for it. And immediately I see that wizard tower, the merged wizard tower, some good value, some good pathing. I'm gonna go for that, but as soon as I drop my warden, I need to ice block him because he's gonna get wrecked. So ice block, inverse. I missed that air defense, so I had to inverse again, and good fireball. Just let him walk a little to clear the funnel on the left side, and then I'll pull him with the meteor golem soon. Okay, now the minion prince is already there. I put a totem just to distract for the king, minion prince, monolith, and the guardian, which is some good tanking, I would say. Put in my headhunters, queen, ice golem, king. Well, first I put a totem down because I saw that monolith wrecking everything, and continue with the rest of the attack as normal. Put down my RC, a little delayed as usual, and I inversed her just because I wanted her to be safe. See, that revenge tower in its current state is not that scary. When it's charged up, it absolutely is. Rage spell and rocket spear in the rage spell. Obviously you don't have an eternal tome with the fireball, but it seems to be okay. I used my poison spell on that queen because I was late to put it on my furnace, on the furnace in the CC. RC does go down here, but it's okay. She ended up getting her value anyway, which is why I say sometimes you cannot save the RC, so you rather use her rocket spear earlier rather than not use it at all. The king and the frosty are tanking nicely on the top. The queen is able to take out that ricochet cannon, and she will go down in the process. There's a trade. King spiky ball to weaken some buildings, start the cleanup, and as you see, look at that. My meteor golems are alive and healthy-ish. My healers are up though. Giant is cracking through those walls. Not needed though, and it's a 3-star. Look at that, 48 seconds left on the clock, which is why I prefer the fireball method. RC charge is stronger arguably, but the fireball is more reliable in as a whole in terms of time and power, because these guys really don't need an eternal tome. So here I'm gonna go for the fireball onto the rage tower. That's typically what you want to do in a double rage. If you can, you have 4 inverse spells and an ice block. You can use every one of those spells just to make sure your fireball gets you good parting and value. Try to sniper that was a tower on the top, and after this I think I'll ice block and set up my fireball. 1, 2, 3, and fireball. Earthquakes. That was a good fireball. Not too difficult to. Okay, just letting my warden clear out a little there. And I pull him up early, but it's okay. Totem spell to tank for the minion prince, monolith, and queen on the top side, giant arrow, king on the outside. Dropped in my RC already, and the troop launcher will go down. Okay, my loons are gone now, so I'll drop the troop launcher. RC ability because I see her getting ahead of everyone, and a rage for her. That is my usual. I drop a rage spell around the area that my RC is using her rocket spears to get more value out of those. Totem spells to tank around the base. I try to save my RC there, and I use the totem so she can get down that revenge tower. After that, if she goes down, it's not the worst thing. Okay, and she does, but now my warden's dead too. You see in this attack, things split up quite a bit, and I think it was because of that gold storage that I did not take down in the beginning, but that's fine. My healer stuck to the meteor golems. They are still alive though, the healers and the golems. I still have my king ability, my queen is still up, and the base is actually looking crushed. I know there's not many troops alive, but these things are very high housing space, and basically a lot of my army is alive. I tried to swag my king ability here, but it got forced right at the end. As you see, base is absolutely crushed. And that's it, guys. If you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe.